6 people were murdered in this house while they slept. Not one of them woke up. Not one of them ran. Police never figured out one thing: how 6 rifle shots echoed through the house, without waking a single victim. 13 months later, a family moved in anyway. 28 days after that, they left everything behind: furniture, clothes, photographs, and never came back. This is not the movie version. This is what actually happened at 112 Ocean Avenue. Part 1. The night nobody woke up. November 13th, 1974. A quiet street in Amityville, New York. At around 6:30 p.m., a young man named Ronald DeFeo Jr. burst into a local bar. He was breathing hard. He told the bartender something had happened to his family. A group of men followed him back to his house. Inside, they found his parents and 4 siblings, ages 9 to 18, dead in their beds. Each one shot with a rifle while they slept. DeFeo told police it was the mob. That story fell apart within a day. He confessed, and when asked why he kept going once he started, he said something that would follow this house for the next 50 years. "Once I started, I just couldn't stop." He claimed voices from inside the house told him to do it. The court didn't buy the insanity defense. He was convicted, sentenced to 25 years to life, 6 times over. He died behind bars in 2021, having never fully explained what he meant by the voices. The house sat empty after that. For 13 months, nobody would touch it. Part 2. 28 Days. In December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz were looking for a place to start their new life. 3 kids from Kathy's first marriage. A fresh start. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue was listed at $80,000. A steep discount for a home that size in that neighborhood. They knew why. They bought it anyway. Moved in on December 18th, with most of the DeFeo family's original furniture still sitting inside, untouched since the murders. What they say happened over the next 28 days is the reason you're watching this video right now. It started small. Doors that opened on their own. Windows that wouldn't stay latched. A cold that settled into certain rooms and refused to leave. Then it got stranger. Every night, exactly 3:15. No alarm, no nightmares. George Lutz's eyes simply opened, at the exact same minute. Night after night after night. He didn't realize until later that 3:15 a.m. was around the time investigators believed the DeFeo murders had taken place. He said he felt pulled toward the boathouse behind the property. He couldn't explain why. He just knew he needed to check it, night after night. A priest was brought in before the family moved their things inside to bless the house. What he says happened next, he only revealed years later, and only with his identity hidden. He was alone in a small upstairs sewing room, and he heard a voice, clear, angry, telling him to get out. The room, he said, had gone ice cold, on a day that wasn't cold at all. He told the Lutzes never to use that room. They didn't ask why twice. The youngest daughter, Melissa, began talking to something the family couldn't see. Pig-shaped, red eyes, watching her through the windows at night. She called it Jody. Kathy Lutz said she woke up once, floating above her own bed. Outside, in fresh snow, someone found hoof prints, cloven, leading up to the house and then simply stopping. No trail leading away. By January 14, 1976, the family had had enough. They didn't pack. They called a moving company, gave instructions from a distance, and never set foot in that house again. Part 3. What's actually true. In 1977, the Lutzes gave author Jay Anson over 45 hours of taped interviews. He turned it into The Amityville Horror, a book that became a sensation, then a film, then a franchise still making movies about this house nearly 50 years later. But almost as fast as the story spread, so did the doubt. In 1979, the Lutz's own former lawyer, a man named William Weber, who'd originally represented DeFeo, came forward with a claim that changed everything. He said he helped George and Kathy invent much of the haunting. Over wine, he said, trying to figure out how to explain walking away from a house they'd only owned for a month. Every family who's lived there since has said the same thing. Nothing happened. The house sold again in 2010. Again in 2016. Ordinary families, ordinary lives. One owner got so tired of strangers showing up that he changed the street address and removed the quarter-moon windows that made it instantly recognizable. Christopher Lutz, one of the children who actually lived there as a boy, is now an adult. To this day, he stands by parts of what happened. Voices, shadows, a feeling of being watched that never went away. He's also admitted the books and films exaggerated plenty for the sake of a better story. What's left when you strip it all away? Whatever happened inside 112 Ocean Avenue may never be proven, but 6 graves are real. The police reports are real. The bloodstains were real. And tonight, someone else will fall asleep in that house believing it's just another address